Epist... Epistemology. Episode 3 of the Informal Corner of the Room. This episode is so informal that I'm not even in my room. I'm going to tell you about Vedic Epistemology, and you're going to be amazed because it's going to have a lot to do with astrology. Okay, epistemology means how you know what you know. Not what you know, but how do you know what you know. Vedic epistemology has 3 components: Shabda, Anuman, and Pratyaksha. Many people say you can just know reality you have to experience it directly yourself. You can't learn it from a book. It's not about logic. It's just about your direct experience. Well, that's not Vedic epistemology. That's only one part of Vedic epistemology, taken and divorced from the other 2. Vedic epistemology does say that ultimately the only way that you can really fully know anything is by your direct experience, pratyaksha. And you don't fully know something until you've directly experienced it. That's true. But if you just try to go out and directly experience reality, the only thing that you're really going to experience is your own mind. Because all of your experience filters through your mind. So without improving your mind, you can't have a direct experience of reality. You can only have a direct experience of your own version of reality. So, the second component of Vedic epistemology is Anuman, which means to improve the way logic functions. So, anyone who says that logic is not a part of spirituality is not a Vedic spiritualist. Logic is an essential part of Vedic spirituality. In fact, one of the 6 darshans, one of the 6 schools of Indian thought, is exclusively devoted to logic. It's called Nyaya Darshan. But the people who have a bone to pick with logic do have a good point, because logic alone cannot establish any firm conclusion. Tarka pratishtanat. You can't establish a firm conclusion just by logic, and just the person who argues better will come out to seem right. So there's a third component to Vedic epistemology, which is Shabda. And Shabda means education. It's not just enough to make your logic good, but you have to get education about good ideas. So the people that say that you don't need books are not Vedic spiritualists. You do need books. But it's not dogma. It's not just what's written in the book. What's written in the book is meant to educate you. And then you use your logic and reasoning and rational thought on the subject matter of the Vedic writings. And then it becomes directly a part of your realization. Those are the 3 components. So when you want to go and test an astrological theory, you want to ask about epistemology. You do need systems in astrology. It's not just whatever you can dream up, whatever you feel when you look at a chart. There has to be a system involved. That system is akin to the concept of Anuman, logic. There has to be some logic and system and science in the process, underneath the process of interpretation. The process of interpretation is based upon the science of evaluation. You have to be able to evaluate the components of a chart before you can use your intuition effectively. To have a system, you have to have Shabda. You have to have education from authoritative people. Shabda works on the principle of Apta Purusha, qualified experts. So there has to be qualified experts, such as great sages, rishis in the Vedic scriptures themselves. And those sources make qualified statements that educate our worldview and inform our logical processes. We base our systems upon the education of the great teachers. Great teachers doesn't mean somebody who's popular on YouTube or somebody who's in your neighborhood, the guru in your neighborhood. Great teacher means Vyas. Great teacher means Varahamihira. Great teacher means Suryasdanta. Okay. The Puranas, Sutta Goswami, Shukadev Goswami. So in order to do astrology properly, you have to read the source texts very carefully. Having understood the source text, you can develop a system. And then having a clear system, your intuition can be very effective and accurate. And that's exactly akin. The source texts are exactly akin to Shabda, and the system that you develop is exactly akin to Anuman, and the intuition that you use is that exactly akin to Pratyaksha. So these are the three components of real rational astrology. Now, before I get eaten entirely by the mosquitoes, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks. Bye-bye.